welcome back to the vlog. It is a Saturday morning and I'm just kind of cleaning up around the house, doing a little bit of admin work. Nothing crazy today. This is a very chill weekend before I travel again for 3 weeks. I feel like every time I just get settled back at home, I have another trip again, but it's a good problem to have. So I'm leaving for the US on Tuesday and I won't be back until early June. And I don't think I'm coming straight back to Italy. I think I'm gonna go to Amsterdam to visit some of my husband's family on my way back. So it's gonna be a very long time away from home. So I'm just really enjoying home time and just keeping things very chill and boring this weekend, just how I like it. So I'm just gonna go get some groceries for the next couple of days. I leave Tuesday, like I said, but I'll get groceries for my husband as well, and just some groceries for tonight and the next couple of days. So I'm gonna go get that and then show you what I get as a kind of gastritis friendly grocery haul. It won't be comprehensive, I'm not buying every single thing, but I'll just show you some of the pieces that I pick up when I'm out of stuff. So let's go. Here we go. I'm just taking out the trash. I broke a glass. I've arrived home. It's hard getting groceries without a car. It's one thing that, it's a big culture shift in Italy. We do have grocery stores really close to us, but I went to the Lidl just because it's a little bit cheaper and has some more options. And it's a 15-minute walk, so that was quite the workout, but I got the goods. Strawberries. I always love some berries for my morning oats. I get a lot of comments about the fact that I eat a lot of berries every day and that might be too acidic for gastritis. For me, it's okay. It doesn't give me any issues. Obviously, it varies from person to person. So if you find that they're too acidic for you, skip them. I have been loving getting lactose-free cottage cheese. It's so good for like little yogurt bowls or even on top of the oats. But I got some bananas. Always, I eat a banana a day. Avocado. Syrup, I go through so much syrup and it's cheaper at Lidl, so I try to get it there whenever I can. Tuna, I've been loving tuna lately. I'll probably get the ick with it soon, but for now I'm loving it and these are really good. They just have water and salt. Zucchini, I eat one of these every day pretty much too. And berries, of course, for my oats. Restocking on oats. I always get quick cooking oats just because they're much faster to make and they're easier to digest. I needed a couple more eggs. I just got 6. And I got some ginger powder. I haven't had this in a while, so I wanted to restock. It's just a nice thing to add to meals to give it a little extra flavor. And it is a nice way to also stimulate healthy motility. So love me some ginger. That's all I got. It's kind of a random haul, but it's just a couple things that I ran out of. I have my other staples like rice, pasta, gluten-free bread, tofu, so I didn't need to get too much, but that's just a little restock for the next couple days while I'm in town still. Hey guys, so I thought we would do a little gastritis check-in personally because I haven't really shared a lot about what I've been going through lately, kind of intentionally. I wanted to kind of take the focus off of my personal symptoms and my journey because I sometimes feel like it's unhelpful. Sometimes I do think it's helpful, sometimes I don't. It's kind of a double-edged sword. I like to share because I like to kind of give people hope because I was in a really bad place at the beginning of this journey. Like the first 6 months were really difficult. So I just kind of want to share now the progress I've made and how much better life is now that I understand what my body needs to heal. But I also don't like sharing because it really opens up room for criticism and others' opinions when I'm really not searching for others' opinions or advice. I know what I need to do and I'm kind of focused on that. So I'm just trying to focus on my own path. And I also don't like when other people kind of compare their journey to mine because everybody's body is so different. Everyone has different gut health issues going on, depending on what caused the gastritis, the severity, different food intolerances. The journeys can look so different from person to person. So it's sometimes hard to share on the internet because I don't want people to just take everything I do as a prescription for exactly what you should do, if that makes sense. I just want to share kind of my journey, but please do take this with a grain of salt. It doesn't mean that this is how it has to look for you. I'm just sharing this as kind of like a video diary so that I can track how I'm actually doing over time. So I just wanted to disclaim that, just because I have been pulling back on sharing more personal things lately. I do like sharing general kind of helpful things that I've learned and, you know, recipe ideas and things like that, but please just do with everything on the internet, especially health related things, take everything with a grain of salt. Make sure that you are doing what is right for you and what feels good to you. So with that being said, I am going to share a little bit about how I'm doing lately in case you're curious, and also just so I can keep track of how I'm doing along in this journey. So if you're new here, I have had gastritis, I think, since 2023, and it's been a lot of up and down. I was doing really well at the end of 2024 and into 2025, and I recently got a bad stomach bug back in December. After that, I tested positive for hydrogen dominant SIBO, and I've sort of been working on figuring out my gut after that, which has been a little bit difficult. So I haven't really felt great since December. I was feeling okay in like January, February, and then I went on the antibiotics to treat the hydrogen dominant SIBO, and that was really harsh on the gut. And also I think just the act of like killing the SIBO and kind of changing the pressure in my digestive system has taken some getting used to, and I've just been a lot more sensitive lately than I was in months prior. So I'm still very, very cautious with my diet currently, because I think because one, of the antibiotics made me more sensitive, and two, I kind of rushed into the foods I was eating before because I thought I would be able to handle them. And then I think I kind of caused some more inflammation in the trying of new foods. So yeah, I've been more sensitive lately. I especially notice sensitivity around my period. Like right before my period starts, my symptoms are at their worst, and that makes a lot of sense. Systemic inflammation gets higher right before your period, and also the LES is weaker right before your period. So I have been noticing a little bit more burning in the chest and in the throat area. So because of that, and because my typical supplement stack has not been cutting it, I have been taking a very small dose of sucralfate just in these past few days up until my period. So I'm gonna see how I feel when my period actually comes and stop taking it, and hopefully I won't need it once I get through kind of this luteal phase. But in general, I'm still being pretty consistent with the same supplement stack I talked about last time, and I am pretty consistent with my diet right now. I am comfortable eating dairy again, so I've been eating like low-fat forms of dairy, like Greek yogurt and cottage cheese often, and some types of cheese for like a sandwich. I have been staying away from gluten as much as I can, with a couple, sourdough slices here and there, but really just trying to focus on getting most of my carb sources from potatoes and rice and other non-gluten forms of starch. So yeah, with the gluten, it's kind of an interesting one because gluten has never bothered me. I've never felt bad after eating gluten, but it's one of those things where even if you don't feel symptoms immediately after eating it, gluten can, on a sensitive stomach, increase intestinal permeability, which can increase overall systemic inflammation. So I'm just staying away from it, just for now. I initially stopped eating gluten during the antibiotic treatment for SIBO. I was just kind of keeping a low FODMAP diet during that time. And so when I reintroduced it, I noticed I didn't feel great, and I didn't know if it was the gluten or if it was something else. So I'm staying away from the gluten right now. It's not worth it. I want to do it right this time. I want to actually resolve this. And now that I think the SIBO is gone, I think I'm going to I am just very determined to, get to where I was feeling around the end of last year. I was feeling almost normal. So I just want to kind of get back to a normal baseline where I'm not relying on sucralfate or Gaviscon to minimize the burning. And yeah, just kind of stick out with my supplements to make sure I'm continuously rebuilding and repairing that stomach lining. So usually the stomach lining can completely turn over within 90 days. So that's kind of the benchmark I have in my mind, and that's the benchmark I recommend to people all the time to keep in their mind. So long as they're, post H. pylori treatment if needed, post SIBO treatment, the healing really begins once you've addressed the root cause. So, and sometimes there's more than one root cause. There's more than one thing that perpetuates the inflammation. So identifying what is causing inflammation in your system is really, really important. For me, at this moment, it's stress. I know that for sure. So I'm doing my best to minimize stress where I can. Again, so much easier said than done, but stress is everything. Stress dictates how you feel in every regard. So just doing things genuinely to take care of myself have been a big priority for me. I haven't had a single sip of this yet. Hang on. This is fennel tea, by the way. And I don't know if SIBO was, I don't know if I was dealing with SIBO this whole time that I've had gastritis. I might have had like a low level of SIBO throughout the last couple of years, and then it really spiked after my recent stomach bug. Regardless, I think addressing that was a big piece of the puzzle for me. And even though I feel a little bit worse post antibiotic treatment, I'm not necessarily surprised by that, because again, the antibiotics can be rough, and basically if I've had SIBO in my system for months, there was my digestive system was kind of used to having that type of pressure in the system. So when that pressure has just been completely removed, it is going to take some time to recalibrate, and it's going to take some time for the valves in the esophagus and in the connection between the stomach and the small intestine to re-strengthen so that they can close properly again. So I think that's just what I'm going through right now, and I think overall I'm trending in the right direction. It just feels kind of bumpy right now, but like I tell a lot of my clients, that's just part of the process. It's part of how healing works. It's not linear, but I'm feeling overall pretty good, pretty optimistic. I took a pause on the supplements I'm taking right now, because I always get asked about supplements. I'm still taking phosphatidylcholine. That's still that girl. I love that supplement. It's amazing. I take that 3 times a day. I am taking L-glutamine on an empty stomach at night. I am taking a very, very small dose of melatonin at night to help strengthen the lower esophageal sphincter. I am taking magnesium glycinate, and I think that's it. I'm not taking the ginger extract right now, although I might restart it soon. I just wanted to wait till the burning went away before I brought that back in. I actually took it out of the equation during the burning, so I just didn't want to aggravate the burning anymore. But if I start feeling normal again, I'm going to bring the ginger back in just to keep motility good and keep the SIBO away. And another thing I paused is the zinc L-carnosine. Zinc L-carnosine is a wonderful supplement for rebuilding, repairing the stomach lining, but it can also block absorption of other minerals. So I wanted to just give myself a little pause on that so that I could absorb some of those minerals I've been probably lacking over the past couple of months. But then I plan to start it up again in maybe a couple weeks. So we'll just play it by ear. I'll see how I feel. Yeah, I think that's it for now. I'm always a little nervous to travel when I'm feeling like this, but I've traveled so much in the last few years while dealing with gastritis, and I've figured it out. Yeah, this is just my kind of diary entry for today about how I'm feeling at this stage. And yeah, You might be in a totally different place. You might need totally different supplements. Again, I'm just sharing where I'm at right now on this journey and what it looks like for me. So I hope it is helpful for you just to get some perspective and just be a little bit more optimistic about the healing outlook for gastritis. Hi guys, I am currently in the US visiting family, and it is just so peaceful and beautiful out here in my sister's backyard. I'm just soaking it up as much as I can. It's been really hot the last few days, but I'm personally enjoying it. And yeah, I just wanted to check in with you guys. It's been a while. I haven't posted on here or on TikTok in a while. I decided I wanted to take just a little mental health break, and it's been really nice to not worry about posting every day, and it's been a nice break to not have to think about the right thing to say and kind of just not talk about gastritis for a little while. Sometimes I really, for my own personal health and my own healing journey, I like to take a pause in the content side of things, just because I talk so much about gastritis and how to heal that it sometimes makes it such a big focus in my life. And more I've been trying to, or wanting to, get away from gastritis being the main thing that I share about on social media, and kind of shift my content a little bit just to more lifestyle and health in general. But yeah, so especially as I hope, I'm able to put this totally behind me one day, I do want to get to a point where that's not all my content is anymore. So I know that's why a lot of you follow me, so maybe you won't want to follow me if I don't post about it, but that's just kind of what I'm thinking more long term for this channel and for my other platforms. It's not that I'll never ever speak about it, but I just don't want it to be the only thing, because it does, I think, hurt my own healing to focus on it so much. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this vlog. This is just going to be my time in the US visiting family. I'm going to show some things I'm eating, and I'll share some health updates here and there, of course. To kick it off, I will just do a little quick health update right now. I'm feeling good the past couple of days. I just started, when my hormones go down, right before my period, my symptoms flare up so bad, and that's really the only time where they flare up anymore. It's just right before my period. So whenever my period comes, I usually feel a lot better, which is right now. So yeah, that's kind of how it's been going. My symptoms are still pretty much exclusively around nighttime burning in the stomach, but I'm still being consistent with the same supplements. I'm still gluten-free right now. That's my main thing I'm avoiding. I am eating dairy pretty regularly without any issues. And I'm increasing my fats a bit. I had a substantial amount of fat over the past couple of days, and I've been fine with that. So yeah, I'm just taking it day by day as always, and I'm just learning a lot about my body every single day. But overall, feeling optimistic. I'm happy to be home with family. My nervous system kind of relaxes a bit when I'm here. Update, I am moving. We almost signed on a place in Torino. Oh my god. Spotted lanternflies are everywhere. Yeah, we were almost about to sign up for this place in Torino, and then we actually last minute had an opportunity to, oh my god, god, look at them. I hate them. An insane destination, so it has a lot of Airbnbs. But we were able to find this incredible apartment, and we're moving in June, which is next month. So I'm really, really excited to share what that will be like, just living in such an iconic city. So stay tuned for that and all of the moving vlogs that are probably going to be incoming. But yeah, I'm really excited for that chapter and to share a little bit more about life in Italy and what that will be like. Living in Milan right now, sometimes I forget I live in Italy, which sounds silly, but sometimes it just feels so international. I feel like I've lost that like Italian touch. So I'm excited to live in a city that is so rich in culture that you cannot forget where you are. And yeah, I'm excited to take you along. So I'm done blabbing for now. I'm just sitting out here. I've been reading my book a little bit, Frankenstein, and just journaling a bit. And yeah, I will catch you guys later. Enjoy the rest of the vlog.